Whether you're a Class 5 rafter or just looking for a couple of laughs, these two have you covered. Welcome to Aaron and Zach's Better Than Mediocre Rafting Show.
Aaron, what's up, man? Happy
Hey,
Friday. Happy Thursday. We're doing this. You still have the pervy mustache.
My daughter wants me to grow back out. She told me to grow back out, so I'm growing it.
Well, you got to do it then.
But I think she just likes to have it grow out so I can shave it off. She really likes the process of being shaved off. So that's the excitement. Is seeing it shaved off. So
we're going to have to get the photo of you on our cover with you with a mustache and looking like that. We'll help. Happy Thursday, everyone. We normally do our show on Fridays, but I'm leaving town for a trip tonight, so I won't be here tomorrow. And so we thought we'd do a special Thursday edition. And we're going to combine two shows. I normally do a Tuesday Q&A show where I just answer questions I get in the office. And we normally do a Friday show where we review videos. We're going to do both here at once. Aaron, did you purposely leave? Oh, you're back. Okay. So we're combining two shows. So we're going to do some Q&A. And then we have some really cool. This is a great show, Aaron. We have a lot of good content. I don't want to brag. Are you eating food?
No.
Oh, God. Come on. Anyway, welcome back. Welcome to the show. We're glad you're here. Even though we're semi-incompetent, we're going to do a good job. And again, I'm super excited.
Well, Zach, you carry the show. Let's be honest. So, I'm just,
Hey,
Liz and I
that's not true. Aaron, there's a lot. I mean, I carry because I do all the work. I do all the background work and all the emails and stuff and all the running it. But, when people leave comments, I think people like you more. I think they trust your opinions and your judgment more than mine in general. That's what I'm seeing. I'm a little sensitive about it.
There's something to be said for that, but we won't go into that too much detail. All right.
Let's get started. We have a new member.
Excited.
By the way, Joshua, thanks for becoming a member.
Yeah, Joshua.
And those of you that become members, we appreciate it because it gives us a few bucks to buy things for the show. I just bought a new GoPro, Aaron, that came today because I realized the GoPro 10 is way better than the 8. And so,
it's hard to believe it's getting that much better. That's amazing.
It's so much better. I just looked at a bunch of videos. I brought 8s and a 10 on my last Illinois trip, and I was watching a video, and the 10 is just so much better. And it also has super view, so you get a really wide. What are you laughing at, dude?
Sean's comment, I'm drinking Everclear.
Focus,
you need food and drinking Everclear. Yes,
Focus.
Sean, you know the Everclear. Here we go.
Anyway,
so go back to the GoPro 10. So now I'm bummed because I have a GoPro 8, and I'm really disappointed to hear how much better the GoPro 10
Yeah,
is.
so this is the 10. This is the one, if you can see, I scratched it. I hit it on the wall at the bottom of the green wall, and it still works, which is great. And I just was looking at the footage of the 10 versus the 8, and all the 8 footage just looks Where the 10, not only is the quality better, but it has this thing called super view. So if it's behind you on a raft, you get a much better view of all the surroundings. And so anyway, I just bought another GoPro 10 to make our show better. And those of you that are members, you support that. And to give back, we have some contests this week. And this is for members only. If you're not a member, I'm sorry. You get to.
Are you really, Zach? Are you really sorry for the non-members that they can't get?
I am. I feel bad. I feel like we're being selective by people that give us money. Honestly,
I guess that's true.
It's kind of mean. But also, I want to be grateful and thankful of them and give back. I want to give them more value than they give us.
Sounds good.
That's my goal. So thank you guys. So we'll take a quick break. I have this first book. We've given this away before, Rivers of Oregon by Tim Palmer. It's a beautiful coffee table book full of photos and stuff.
Sure, let's make you big. Come on, Zach.
No. I don't need to be big. Do you know how to do it? It's a great photo book. It's a great coffee table book. You can win this if you answer Aaron's question. Aaron, what's your question to win this, members only?
I had a question for the other one, not for this one.
You can ask the same question for this one.
No, I'm going to say, what is the most recent river to receive wild and scenic river status in Oregon?
Do you know the answer?
No, I don't. I assume.
No, it was 10 at once. That's a stupid question.
Well, what are the 10?
Nobody's in. Okay, if somebody can name all 10, they can win this book.
No, one of the 10. They have a one of the 10.
All right, cool. Name one of the 10. You win that book.
Name one of the 10 most recent wild and scenic rivers. Yes, in Oregon.
Okay, you do that and email Aaron, and we'll declare winner.
They gotta put it on here. The first person puts on here wins.
Yeah, in the comments. Yeah. The next one to win the Rivers of California, another book we're giving away today by Tim Palmer. Same thing. This is the Tuolumne River. We already had that question in a previous one. What's the question to win this book, Aaron?
I think the question is, what is the first? So Oregon is what is one of the most recent. California is what is the first river in California to get wild and scenic river status.
Cool. All right, those are the questions.
Or because California really isn't putting new rivers, invading new rivers while it seems like Oregon is, right?
No, they've done a bad job.
I mean, Oregon's killing it. They are just destroying. Wow, no guesses so far.
It's fine. We'll do the question again later. But this is thank you for being members, everyone. And the Chetco is not the answer, but good guess.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, I put the video up at the green wall run where at the very bottom of the drop area, and I thought I was done with green wall, and I forgot my GoPro was sticking out the back.
Oof.
And I thought it broke. I literally was like, "There's no way that GoPro survived that in the mount," but it stayed on. Okay.
Well, you know what, Zach? We do only have 6 people paying attention right now, so maybe that's why this is a good day. This is a good day to win a
Thursday shows.
The Thursday show. Yeah.
Well, let's go on. I know we told people we'd answer the questions. And look at that, we have members, Sam. Usually people become a member and then guess right away and win. So Sam, you could double win here and it would save me on shipping. So I wish you the best, Sam. So the first question in the Q&A part of our show today is, where can I find, and these are questions people email my office and I try to answer live. So if the person asking can get more detail, I can't write an essay to every email I get asked. Like, this isn't a hard question to answer. And the question is, where can I find the material that rafts are made of? Urethane, Hypalon, or PVC. I'm looking to buy 3 to 5 rolls. My best guess is call the manufacturers and buy it from them.
Yeah, I will say, if you want urethane, depending on how thick you want it, if you want raft thickness or thinner, like there's that DIYpackraft.com site that they sell material, and they give you like blueprints to you can also buy like blueprints to build your own pack raft, but they sell the urethane. So I know DIYpackraft.com, and for some reason, why can't I type on here? I thought I should be able to type.
Aaron, I'm not technical support for you today. Anyway, I would actually ask us, ask the people who make rafts. They probably can tell you better. All right, moving on, Aaron. How do I move on the way this is done now? Okay. Next question. My crew and I recently endured a hairy and time-consuming boat recovery that acquired some non-traditional techniques, namely MacGyver throwback grappling hook to grab a line hanging down from a boat that was stuck mid-river spots and inaccessible to us because we didn't have a kayaker with us. I think there's more. Although our plan eventually worked, I immediately searched for an actual product that served the same purpose as the makeshift grappling hook, and I found the crossline reach. I'm curious whether Zach has experience or opinions about the tool. I've never used it. I've seen the guy who invented it post incessantly on Facebook and social media about it and convince us all that we need it.
You're talking about the old grappling, you're talking about the grappling hook thing?
Yeah.
That you can, like, the one that you can have sitting like in the bottom of your throw bag, and if you put your throw bag inside out, then it sits out, and then you can like catch on a rope to pull.
Oh, that's the one that has like, it's metal. It has this one. So this one actually has some like clips. There's 2. There's the one you're thinking that goes to the bottom of the throw bag. I forget what it's called. They kind of just has little like, it's just little tiny metal that you just maybe might catch on something. This actually has a clip that will catch the rope. If you throw it to a rope, it'll catch the rope. So going back, I mean, it sounds like it worked. Whatever you did worked.
That's cool.
And it sounds like it was a boat recovery, so it wasn't a person. So I mean, I feel like the crossline reach is just to like get gear stuck in the river and like advanced swiftwater rescue techniques that are for land-based rescuers, not for boaters. So like if you're a firefighter company or whatever that does rescue, I don't know, I guess this would be cool. It's just one more thing to bring with you. And I can't personally justify bringing this on trips. That's just my opinion. I'm also the guy who posts about them on Facebook. Just the way he does it, it just rubs me wrong. You know what I mean? Sometimes people are just like, they keep pushing their thing, and people like, I hate it when people do that. I don't hate it. I just dislike it. So I have no experience with it. My only opinion is I personally don't think it's needed. And I don't like the way it's pushed by the guy who designed it.
Well, I'm curious, going back to what they did though with it is, so they were able to throw it out and clip it on a line on the boat and then pull using that thing to pull the boat off.
This is what it sounds like. I mean, they didn't like go into detail. They just said, a
I-
boat
I'm gonna,
recovery.
I'm gonna say that I'd be concerned, like how much force you're playing on that line, that device, how much load can it take, and then having it apply properly to something. I just see it. I just putting all. It seems like you're right in a way, like put all the variables together to have that work to create a rescue situation where you wouldn't have another option out there. It's hard to. I'm having a hard time visualizing that happening often enough to warrant it.
That's my take. It's just like if I brought every tool I think I might need someday, I'd be rowing a gearboat on day trips. Like,
Well,
I need this tool, I need that tool, I need all this thing.
And my question would be is like, could you just carry the raft back up and run it down again and have someone hop off on there, or or clip a throw bag onto that line and float down? Like, are there other options that would have worked?
I mean, it sounds like an option did work, and he's just asking, is there an actual product that does that? And the Crossline Reach is one of them. I mean, every time they show the Crossline Reach being used, I've seen the videos, the promotional videos they make. They've always got like a line across the raft that it can catch onto. Like most rafts don't have just like a nice, beautiful rope across the bow for the thing to catch onto.
Yeah, totally.
And so, or I don't know, it's always like contrived when they try to say, "Here's how we rescue stuff," and it's almost always stuff. It's not people. If it was some awesome rescue device that rescued people, that would make sense. But
definitely.
I don't know. So,
wait, while we're on this topic, I'd like to kind of rescue throwing ropes from shore. I kind of want to revisit something that we discussed last week, because there was a comment last week in the notes about someone's like not agreeing with me about not having a knot at the end of your throw bag. And I understand that, but I kind of wanted to revisit that because I don't know if I've made my point clear enough on this. The reason I like the knot on the end of the throw bag is because you're less likely to have the bag end up in the river, right? I've made that point. But the more important point is I feel like a lot of people are like, well, if it goes in the river, it doesn't get stuck. It's like, dude, the rope should not be going in the river. You should not be losing a throw bag downstream. And I feel like that reasoning. Well, no, because I feel like that reason of like, oh, let's not have a knot on that end is like, it's like almost silly. It's like, yeah, you're basically saying you're going to lose the rope downstream in the river, which is not okay.
It's not okay, but it happens. Aaron,
no, that's like saying when I'm drunk, I don't know. No,
yeah, it's like saying that. Like we all, like almost everybody knows we shouldn't be losing throw bags in the river, but it does happen.
Yeah,
it's not like you can eliminate.
Yeah, but it does happen. But Zach, I think, how do I say this? I think first of all, why is it happening? Maybe you need to be better choices about throwing the bag. Like let's take a step back from there before that, and I think like. This idea that the bags are just going to end up in the river, no, let's not go. Let's stop before that. And I'm struggling with the words. Does that make sense? What I'm saying though is that like
I know what you're saying.
We need to be a little more.
I just think that you're way too anti-rope. I think.
Well,
I think there's like Swiftwater rescue teachers like that are rope. And then there's Aaron, who's like, never throw a rope, deflate the tubes.
Zach, my point is that if you're going to use a throw bag and throw a throw bag from shore, you should not be losing your rope. And like, clip the end of the rope to shore.
You're right. You should
clip Aaron. And I would rather that's my point. It's like I'd rather have you have a loop on the end, clip it off to some sort of anchor on shore, you don't lose.
Have you ever done that?
No, but I've never lost a rope either. I have done it. No, I have clipped from shore. I have
lost the rope in practice, Aaron. I was practice throwback throwing and lost my favorite throwback. It just floated down the river.
Yeah.
It's so embarrassing.
But Zach, I have clipped to shore multiple times. We used to do that. We used to do that below last year.
I don't think I want to always clip to shore. I mean,
I'm not saying always, but you can cut the rope very easily and it's much less likely to go downstream. What's the advantage of not clipping to shore?
If it's clipped to shore and then the boat comes loose, it's just going to
No. I'm talking about throw bagging somebody. I'm just talking about using a throw bag to throw bag somebody. Right?
You can't just like, let's say you throw bag somebody, you have to walk down the shore with them. You have to be a moving person.
Why do you have to walk down? It's tight. You just let go of it. It's tied to shore. They just hold on and they go in.
No, I think you're trying to come up with a solution to every problem. Every situation is different.
Zach,
every situation is different.
Saying you clip
There's not always a place to clip on shore. What am I going to pull over and find a tree behind me? Aaron, there's not
I'm
always a
not
tree right behind you.
You can clip to a rock too, Zach, by the way.
You can't clip to a rock. You can clip to webbing around a rock.
Webbing around the rock. You could also take the throw bag, put it around the rock, and clip it on. But Zach,
assuming it's Aaron, there's not always a perfect rock to wrap your throw bag around.
I'm in agreement. But more, Zach, I'm going back to my point is,
okay.
First of all, that can be done. No one ever does it. And if you're a person who like loses your throw bag a lot and you're worried enough about losing your throw bag in the river that you don't want to have a knot on the end of it because you think it's that probable, then maybe you should put a knot on the end of it and tie it off to something or have somebody else hold it while you're throwing the throw bag or clip. I don't know.
That's not okay. The reason to not have a knot in the end of the rope, the primary reason is not so it gets knotted up in something downstream.
Yeah. That's the
it's just not. Reason. It's just not like why have the knot? I forget what's the point of the knot, so that it doesn't slip out of your hand.
So you know where the end of the rope is. Like I will say, having a knot on the end, I know where the end of the rope is, and it's a much
when it's in the bag or when it's on shore.
When I'm using it, when I'm like throwing it and it's in my hand, and
I know where it is too. I see it. I go, there's the end of the rope. I don't really.
I'm usually Zach. I'm usually looking out at the river. And
no, you're usually busy tying an anchor around a rock while I'm rescuing people.
But going back to that,
I mean, every time I have a throw bag, there's not a rock behind me to tie onto.
I'm not saying every time, but Zach, you don't see anyone doing that. And that was like, I remember back in the day on the Cal Salmon, that's what everyone did. There was a spot down there.
Okay,
Aaron,
hold on. Let me just stop you for a second. The main use of throw bags is not setting safety below rapids. That is a use of throw bags.
That is a use. What's the other? What's another common use?
Just a bazillion little things that you don't think of. It's usually a throw bag stuck or like a boat stuck on a rock. Give them a rope so you can pull them off.
Okay, so have someone else hold on to them. Like, why are you losing the end of the rope? Why are you losing the throw bag into the river? Like this is this is what I mean is like, come on, man. Either you need to practice
more. Come on, man.
More,
are you Joe Biden now? Come on, man.
Come on, man. You need to practice more. Or you shouldn't be throwing the throw bag. Don't throw the whole bag in the river. Aaron, that's my point.
Hold on. I think you're just sitting on a pedestal lecturing people.
No. Yes, I am sitting on a pedestal lecturing people. I am. But I just don't like this attitude of like, well, when the rope gets thrown in the river, you don't want it to get stuck. Don't throw the whole rope in the river. Practice more. Like that shouldn't be that common.
Hey, Aaron, we lost the rope in the river last. Hey, we lost the rope in the river last week. It was attached to a boat, right? Right. That wouldn't have gotten better from practice. That was just a unique situation where we made quick decisions. You lost
a rope last week.
Remember I showed you the video of the rope attached to we were pulling that cap out off a green wall, and then the rope followed him down.
But
by the way, there was no knot at the end of it, and it still got stuck. But
exactly. That's exactly my point. Thank you. That proves my point.
Yeah,
that's the whole point. The knot doesn't make even that big of a difference, particularly if the line floats.
If
it's a floating line, it stays on the surface.
They don't. Everybody's like,
you want the bag that the bag end sinks. The line.
No, the bag end has foam in it usually. The bag end floats. The rope.
A lot more.
Have you seen a rope in whitewater? You've seen a rope in whitewater before, right? A floating rope. It doesn't float. It's all kinds of stuff is going on.
You're right.
I'm right about that, aren't I? They don't sit on the surface and they're just happy. They're like,
it's amazing. Floating lines don't float that well. Now that you say that, I think about it. They really don't float that well.
No, people you got to have floating throw bag rope because it's gonna float. Because it's not. It's not
going to sink as badly as. But Zach, I will say this. I've had way more webbing get stuck in the bottom of the river and snag on stuff than
That's because you ran those boats at Arda where they had webbing bow lines.
It never happened at Arda.
Okay, well, that's the only place I've ever used webbing bow lines.
What do you mean? We used them at UC Davis. You used them at Echo.
We didn't use them at Echo. At Davis, I only worked like 5 trips at Davis. They didn't let me work. You didn't let me work.
Yeah, we fired you.
I got kicked off the crew.
You were secretly fired from yes. Should we tell them why you were fired?
It wasn't a secret.
Should we tell them why you were fired? Does everyone want to hear why you were fired?
No, that's good. Let's move on. I mean, it's not. I think it's funny.
I think it is too.
It's not a big. Are you talking about the bucket thing?
Which bucket thing?
Okay, never mind.
Oh, we're talking about low siding bucket boats in the rocks.
We're
talking about guy with a bucket on your head. Which one?
I forgot about the low siding boats in the rocks. Anyway, let's move on. That was a long time ago. But the guy with the bucket head was pretty funny. I thought that was funny.
Okay.
So let's go back to the topic though of throw bags and having throw bag like having a knot at the end. I think we disagree. You think you want to have a knot in the end? I don't want a knot.
No, I'm not saying that I want a knot in the end. I'm just saying when people get all on me about having a knot in the end because they'll get stuck in the rope and then that's not safe and that's not clean lines. It's like, dude, a throwback isn't a clean line already because it's got a huge thing on the other end of it. Like
not.
More my point is like if I think that's going to keep that bag out of the river, that seems worth it. That's
You're getting worked up about being trolled right now.
Oh no, totally.
You just need to let it go.
No, I agree. But I think people, there's this movement towards no knot on that end of that rope. And I think
that's me. I don't think there should be a knot at the end of the rope.
Exactly. And I think that's fine if people don't want to, but I don't think it's one of those things that it needs to be like as adamant about is like leaving it. Like, I think we're all in agreement. Like, don't leave the little loop on the end of your throw bag out of your throw bag. Yes, we can all agree that's not,
as we learned last week, NRS doesn't agree.
Yeah. NRS doesn't agree,
but the rest of us.
But my point with this, Zach, is like if it's going to keep the rope out of the line and not go downstream, and you're much less likely to lose it, then it's worth doing it that way. That's my point.
Okay.
And don't get on people who do it that way. And
get on people.
You know what? Because you're probably the people who do it with the thing. You're the ones probably throwing your bags in the river all the time.
Aaron, get on people. Why not get on people?
Zach.
Why not get on people about stuff?
Well, let's get on them about throwing their bags in the river then. Not about having a knot on the end of it. That's my point. Which is worse, throwing your bag in the river or having a knot on the end? Throwing your bag in the river. Don't throw your bag in the river. Let's talk about which is worse. Right?
Yeah, that's an accident. Nobody does it on purpose. It's an accident.
Well, don't do it. Practice. Train. Don't
I practice. I threw my bag in the river while I was.
Don't get me on the little knot in the end. It keeps me from throwing my bag in the river.
No. I threw my bag in the river while I was practicing. I was training.
The other thing I'm going to say, Zach, more important than you hitting someone with your throw bag is not throwing your bag in the river. I feel like, in my mind, I think that's the situation.
Aaron, it depends on the situation.
I would say for the majority of rafting situations that the people we're talking to here, there's like the throw bag, it's not that important. And if you do the whole thing in, you are putting that person in greater danger, right?
If somebody's in the river and you throw the whole bag at them, that's really, really, really bad.
That's exactly. So
that's really bad.
That's like you're making the situation worse. So
I just step on the end of my throw bag. One of the things I do is I just step on the end of my throw bag.
Great. You can do that. And if it had a knot in it, it would be a lot better. And it'd be a lot less likely to slip out from underneath your foot.
That's true.
Yes. But I think it goes back to Zach. I think that's maybe my point on this is like, if you're looking to throw a throwback to save someone, the worst thing you have is to throw that whole thing in the river. So don't talk about the knot at the end. It's like, dude, you can't throw that whole thing in the river. Like you're making the situation. You're better off not throwing it all. And that's my point. If you can't hold on to the rope, don't throw it. Like that's kind of where I'm.
No, the thing is, nobody practices throwbacks.
I know.
Nobody does it. You don't do it. When's the last time you did it? Exactly. Case closed.
Well, when's the last time I went rafting?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, case closed. I do a lot of practice.
No, but every spring I usually last spring I did. Every spring I teach guide schools, and every spring when we do guide schools.
But if you didn't teach guide schools, you wouldn't practice.
No, and I think that's one of the reasons I love teaching guide schools is every spring I practice.
Makes you practice. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other thing, Zach, I'll say is I got to work a couple places where we had to throw bags every trip. We did this. We would line these boats and we had to throw them across this crevasse every trip. And you had to do it like 3 or 4 times, every trip. And so you got good at it because we practiced it a bunch. And I think that's the other thing is like, if you put the time in and you do practice a lot
But not everybody has a crevasse, Aaron.
No, you don't have to have a crevasse. You can go outside and practice it. Just practice throwing the bag.
Yeah. All right, cool. Can we move on?
I'm not sure. Have I made my point yet?
Yeah, you made your point. It's a good point. I like your point. I mean, I'm a fan of not having a knot at the end. I don't feel like you should.
And I'm not saying I think that's.
But I think your point is it's better to have a knot in the end than accidentally throw the rope at somebody when they're swimming, because that could kill them.
Yes.
And it has killed people. So I get now. I understand what you're saying. I want to move on. I'm tired of this discussion. And you're fired up
now because basically you said I'm right now. We can move on. Cool. Let's go.
No, I said I understand your point, but I still don't like knots at the end of the rope. That's just my opinion. Okay. Do I still recommend the Makita blower? Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, it's a Makita. You can't go wrong with Makita.
You can't just use a pump and pump it up by hand.
Did you just say you can just use a pump up by hand? Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, cool. Aaron, do it. Some of us have things to do. We don't have all day to pump it up by hand.
Yeah, I know you don't want to get any exercise while you're at rafting. That's the advantage of the Makita.
Aaron, you're being
Less
elitist.
exercise.
By the way,
No,
this is Aaron and Zach's elitist and naive rafting show. That just proved how elitist Aaron is.
What do you mean elitist? That's not about being elite. That's the opposite. The elitist has the Makitas. They have all the battery.
No. You're being elitist, saying like you need exercise, like you're outdoors. Like,
aren't you the one saying that most rafters need to be in better shape?
Pumping up a boat by hand is not going to get them there.
And
I did not. Hey, hold on. I did not say most rafters need to be in shape. Just for the record,
better shape.
Everybody needs to be in better shape. America needs to be in better shape. But yeah, I did not say those words. But but like pumping up a boat by hand is not going to make you more physically fit. It's just going to burn some calories and take a long time.
How can you say it doesn't make you more physically fit?
It's not. I don't think it's a good ergonomic exercise. You're bending your back in a funny way. It's just like a little cardio. That's it.
Or you can use more.
Okay, whatever. You're killing me today. I want to move on. Does that person make the valve adapter? His name is Kelsey, and I believe he does. I did the email. If you just go to YouTube and search Makita blower gear garage, you'll find my video about it. And at the bottom is his email, and you can just ask him. He can probably tell you if he makes it still. All right, North Fork of the John Day. Here we go. I read on Whitewater Guidebook. There's a good stretch over beginner rafters. I'm wondering if you think this holds true of projected flows. I'll be taking 2 friends. Want to feel like go for us. I have not floated around 45. I've never done the North Fork of the John Day. Michael wrote that description for a Whitewater Guidebook. But I mean, yeah, I just read that description just before the show and in American Whitewater, and it says it's good up to 10,000. So I don't know. That's all the advice I have.
Right. Yeah, but you don't. It's hard to say because you don't tell us like what type of experience you have there either, man. So I'd say on this, it's hard to say for you if that's a good flow for you or not a good flow for you. And it depends on what you've run and what you're comfortable with and how much. If you've only been running rivers around 1,000 CFS and you're going out in something 4,500, there's going to be some bigger features and it's going to be pushier and faster. So
but I think this river is kind of like the Klamath River, where it's not that different from like 1,000 to 5,000, or like the Rogue. I think the John. I'm just my guess. I've never done it, but my guess is it handles water well. And look at that. I'm getting salty. I'm salty.
You are salty.
Yeah. Well, because I'm doing the best I can not to be salty, but
I think it's hard. It's hard to answer this question though without knowing what their experience is and like what he's taking 2 friends.
But, I mean,
they're doing a 1 boat trip?
He's specifically saying, I realize you can't make the call for us. So I think the question is, have I done it at 4,500? And the answer is no. And unfortunately, I haven't done it. So I have no thoughts to share other than I don't know. It seems like it would be, but I really don't know.
Would you recommend people do a 1 boat trip on the Rogue at 4,500?
I don't recommend people ever do 1 boat trips.
Yeah.
I will never recommend anybody ever does a 1 boat trip. Yeah. And I get a lot of people asking me, like you made a point of we don't know the boat, the group, your experience. And so I get a lot of people emailing me, calling me saying, the Middle Fork of the Salmon is going to be 6 feet next week. Should we go? And I'm like, dude, I don't even know who you are. I don't know anything about you. I don't have the hour and a half it takes to hear your whole backstory to tell you whether you can or can't go. And I'm not going to tell you whether something's safe or not, because rafting is never safe. I can't give people advice. And I think whoever wrote this comment, he understands. I realize you can't make the call for us. I can't.
No, totally.
This isn't
tough.
one of those.
Yeah. No, but he's trying to get a feel for how is it? What is it like at 4,500? You're like, oh, it's pretty pushy. There's some big features. And I get that type of question, but I think also it's I think we talk about, and I guess I was not addressing his per se, but more the big picture of it too, of people in general with these types of questions, because you do get them. And it is hard to answer.
I'm going to get them a lot, starting this month. I mean, when the Wahoo season starts, I get them all the time. Now that the Middle Fork is going to be 6 feet, I'm going to get a call a day. What do I do? How do I run it? And unfortunately, I can't give people advice on how to, whether they should do things or not. But I think, just looking at the American Whitewater, and I think I have a book somewhere that probably describes it. I would just look at the books and see what the recommended flow range is. And as long as it's in there, it's typically fine. I'm guessing this river is like a lot of rivers that are have big, this big wide river can handle water really well. Yeah. All right, ready to move on?
Yeah.
I think there's one more question. Oh, that's it. We're done.
Let's done with the questions.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for the questions.
So I think we need to go back to those questions we asked at the beginning because there's a lot more people on now. So you guys, we asked some questions at the beginning. If you want to
slow down. Let's get to some other stuff first.
Okay.
Aaron, just hold your. How do I remove this? There we go, like that. Okay. Couple things. Let's go through comments. We'll get to what you're getting at. Klamath is not the first wild and scenic river in California.
Is the Klamath the wild and scenic river?
Yeah, it is. Yep. The upper Klamath in Oregon is, and the lower Klamath in California.
Okay.
MD Welch. Oh, this is my friend MD Welch. That's cool. What's up, MD?
MD Welch, another Welch.
Yeah. You'll see the Welch. We have another Welch friend, MD. I was totally be raining every day. Do you think splash gear? Do I think this is another example, Corey? Like, we just don't even know you or who, whatever.
I'm gonna say I'll answer this one. I
Go
think it
for
depends on the person. Like, yeah, splash gear, like splash gear. You mean like rain gear, like with wetsuits underneath? You can roll with that. It's just gonna suck every morning putting on your wet wetsuit again. But I'd go wetsuit with the splash gear over it, and depending.
I mean, I would check. I always tell people, like, I don't know what the weather's gonna be in October. This is gonna be okay. Salty Zach is gonna come out. Ready? I don't know what the weather's gonna be in October. I don't know. Just Google the weather before you leave, and then if it's not raining, well, you're fine. If it's raining, then I don't know. Bring a dry suit.
When does the permit season end?
Zach off.
When does the permit season end on the Rogue?
November 1st, I think.
Oh, does it go that late? Wow.
Yeah. Corey, have fun, but it'll either be raining or it won't. But you can check the forecast a few days before and maybe just like throw your dry suit in your car. And when you get there and you're like, oh, it's warm out, like, don't bring it. Or you're like, oh, it's cold out, and then bring it. That's what I would do. But if I was going to the Rogue in October, I would plan on shorts and t-shirts, but have like a wetsuit and a splash jacket and a day bag. I'm going to Illinois tomorrow for Sunday. I'm bringing a wetsuit and a splash jacket. I'll wear the wetsuit the whole time and just throw the splash jacket on if I get cold. Same thing. Wallowa Grand Ronde is a good big. Yep, that's a great place to go. And again, the Wallowa, whether it's like 1,000 or 10,000, it's still generally class 2. I did it once at 50,000. It's still like, it's just Swift class 3. So that's a good example of one. Oh yeah, if you have anything to send in, send it to Aaron.
Yeah, this is the save us from wind footage. Yeah, send it to Aaron at Rivers.
It's about to be a lot of Illinois footage.
That's AARON at riversandoceans.com. Yeah, send footage to me or links to footage to me. That'd be great.
Yep. So. Aaron, you're gonna be tired of Illinois footage here real quick.
I don't tire of the Illinois like I tire of the wind.
I have enough to where
at least it's a 4-day trip, so there's a little more miles in there.
Is this the same comment? Wait, Rogue
end date middle October.
What's that mean?
Okay.
No, it's cool. Grab camp for a private group with 20 on Rogue in mid-July. Oh, brutal. I mean, I'm a commercial outfitter. We have to find camps for groups of 20 plus every day.
Can I speak up here?
Yeah.
And just say, hey, Ted, what's really cool in a lot of other rivers, but for some reason people don't want to do on the Rogue is assign campsites.
It's not people don't want to do it. It's like I would say 10% of people don't want to do it. And the managing agencies don't want to do it.
Yeah. So request and push, call your senator, call your congressperson.
No, just right.
How do you get this done? How do you get this done?
I've been working on this for 15 to 20 years. Write a letter to the BLM, explain to them how this is the only place in the country other than the Oahe and the Lower Salmon, which are both BLM run things. And it's a disaster. And I don't know how it just sucks. And when you're done with the trip and you get frustrated because you're camping in the bushes, write them another letter and it will go in the stack of letters they've received. It's a large stack. And maybe someday they might do something.
But that would make the road trip so nice.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like
we're going into a place now where we can get a lot of hate mail, though. I got to be real careful how much we talk about this because I'm trying to just have fun right now. And for those of you that watch the show, this is not like education. This is not me being at work. This is just me and Aaron having fun, shooting the shit. and we say things off the cuff that are just like us having a conversation. Like we're half joking around a lot of the time, and I got to be careful joking around about camping on the road because I will make some people super upset.
So we can't talk about how guys in the morning get up on coffee and talk about how they're gonna snake camps from private groups and just go downstream really fast.
That our guides don't do that, but I'll make a few serious comments and then we can move on. The problem with there's a couple of problems with campsites on the road not being assigned is that everybody upgrades their camps. Everybody takes a camp larger than they want, that they need. So 6-person groups take 10-person camps. 10-person groups take 15-person camps, and 2-person groups take 20-person camps all the time. Everybody, commercial and private, are both doing this, right? And it makes it hard because there's not enough camps. If everybody camps in a right-sized camps, it's wonderful. But when everybody upgrades, it causes problems and bottlenecks in the system. And this isn't commercial versus private. This is nice people versus not nice people, and small groups versus large groups. This is not a commercial versus private thing. The only thing is that commercials tend to be large groups and privates tend to be small groups. The average private group size is 5.8. The average commercial group size, I think, is like 18. So by nature, we're different sizes generally. And as a commercial guide, a commercial outfitter, we have to have large camps. We can't put 30 people, because sometimes we have 30 people. We can't put 30 people in a 6-person camp, where a 6-person group can go in a 30-person camp. So when a 6-person group takes a 30-person camp, it messes up everybody else, right? It's an unfortunate situation. And so it's called upsizing. Everybody upsizes. And so if everybody was just nice and took an appropriate sized camp, that would work great. The problem is a lot of the large camps, people really, really, really want to camp out for some reason because they just know them, like Tyee or who knows what, Missouri or Rogue River Ranch, because they're like known entities. And people don't know about all the really cool small camps. There's so many cool small camps. So they go for these big camps and it creates a jam. So it forces large groups to send a boat ahead to secure an appropriately sized camp. It just forces our hand. If we didn't send a boat ahead to get camps, we'd be camping in the bushes all the time. We'd literally be like, there's a bunch of bushes. Nobody can set tents up because there's nowhere to set a tent up. And we'd regularly be doing that. And Ted, you may be doing that if you don't send a boat ahead. And so in the commercial world, there's some companies who set everybody's tents up and set up hot water things and tables. And so they have to get up at 6 a.m. to get very specific camps that work, right? So you'll see some commercial companies just putting boats on the water ungodly hours, pulling into a camp at 10 a.m. as you're leaving and taking it and spending all day setting up a bunch of stuff. That's not our style. We just send a boat ahead literally to get a camp that fits our group size. We're not there to like get the best camp. We're not there to like set up a whole extravaganza. We're literally just there to like get a camp that fits our group size. So we don't always do it. Like if we don't, like we're going to do a trip, we have a trip launching on Sunday. They won't send a boat ahead because the river's not going to be crowded and they'll stay together the whole time because they'll know they'll get a camp. But middle of July, dude, it's brutal. And so Ted, your best option is to, send a boat ahead. If you don't,
Zach, send one boat ahead or 2 boats ahead. So you're telling him to go solo boating? Is that what you're recommending?
Yeah. God, you caught me on that one for sure. You're not really solo boating on the road because there's boats everywhere. But yeah, send 2 boats ahead. But then at some point, like, what you should just all leave at 6 a.m. Like it depends how many, if you're on 20 people, if you have 10 boats, yes, I guess send 2 ahead. Right. Our guys know the rogue, so I feel good about them going ahead. If you know the river and you send somebody ahead by themselves, that's actually dangerous. And it's a bummer you have to do this. You could also like maybe bring some bunk beds so people can sleep on top of each other. Plan to sleep on your boats if you don't find a camp. Be prepared for some long days where you just don't get to camp till 8 because there's nothing available. It's tough. It's unfortunately like the system for the rogue is designed so that private boaters are smaller groups. It's just the whole system is about, and it's really not built for large groups. All right, that's my information. I'm sure I missed something. I said something wrong, and if somebody's mad at me, I'm sorry. This is just my
I'm just
opinion.
gonna
After
say,
years
Ted, good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Yeah.
Good luck. Yeah.
And you feel, it's,
Yeah. Grand run of low water can be tough. pH. Yeah, dude. Bring it.
yeah,
I'll put a TV behind me. We'll just watch old school, watch it on a TV. That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, wake up early and paddle hard. Honestly, like if you guys can get on a schedule where you like get up at 5 and are on the river by 8 and just power down, you'll be fine. But if you want to just have fun, go to a river has assigned camping. Unfortunately, did we score? No, we didn't. But hey, I've been meaning to bring this up. I think we should do a thing every week, Aaron, where we pretend like we're sponsored and talk about some great thing that NRS makes. What do you think?
What's going on here? Who are you?
No, I want them to sponsor us.
We got a couple more good comments. You want NRS to sponsor us now?
Yeah.
You've totally changed your tune.
So
before you want to be independent, so we could say what we want about whatever product, be honest about it. Now you want to just,
I want to sell out.
Brown nose NRS here a little bit.
I want us to be successful. I want us to bring in the big NRS bucks. So for this week's, not really sponsored by NRS, but this is I'm going to call this the NRS corner. I want to talk about the NRS Longhorn frame. This is
oh my God, Zach. Oh, geez.
The most versatile, simple, adjustable frame made.
Ooh, okay.
And because it comes apart, it ships easy. So we didn't get a sponsorship, but I really want to promote this wonderful NRS product that they make. This is the best day frame out there.
Have you ran it with a slant board ever?
No, I would not do that.
Why?
With their slant board that they sell, I think they sell. I can't see where
they sell a slant board too.
Do they really? Let me look it up.
They sell a slant board.
Because the problem. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's HDPE. Look at that. Yeah. For those of you who don't know what a slant board is, it's this thing. So it's kind of cool, actually. I mean, I'm too heavy. I'll bend this. This is make a nice cutting board.
It's designed so you sit right on the bar, Zach. So you're not going to bend it unless, your legs are too long to sit in the middle of it and bend it. Are you going to be way up on the back end of it and break off the back end?
No, I'll sit in the middle. Like when you're down low and I've seen these things break, Aaron. People do really? Break these if you get tossed really hard. I'll tell you why. Let's go back to the.
But you could just buy a piece of wood and put a piece of wood on it.
Yeah, but this thing's kind of cool because it has the attachments. The key is it has these very nice NRS attachments that are top of the line attachments to frames. So see how it attaches? Like you can't, and it has it built around it. So anyway, going back here, Aaron, the problem with the slant board and the NRS frames is that this lower bar, do you see my arrow right now?
Yep, I hear you.
It sits a bit above the floor of the boat. And so the angle
slant board's too flat. Yeah.
It's too flat. Yeah. So I do like NRS stuff. I don't like their slant board setup because it is a slant board setup. That's what it is. That it's not a very good one. It's actually probably worse than not having one. So I would say,
okay, yeah. I gotta say, I love rowing on a slant board. Yeah, and I would love to buy one of these frames. But you hit on my key problem with it is that front kick bar doesn't go low enough. If it went lower and you have the slant board at a good angle, it would be beautiful. And I would be all, because this is a great frame. It's the pricing on everything is they got a lot more expensive though. $625 now.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Inflation.
Oh.
Hey, you can't blame NRS for that, man. That's inflation. Come on.
No,
man.
I know. I'm not blaming NRS. I'm just like, ouch, that hurts. Like, yeah, just seeing how much stuff is going up in price. I'm nothing against NRS.
Yeah. How dare you? But it does ship. Look at it, ships for free. Your order ships for free. That's super nice.
Oh, well, that's great.
But I think that they're trying to make a frame that works on a large variety of boats. And so they did their best job of guessing where that kick bar goes. If you want a slant board, the only way you guys got to make one. You got to custom make them. There's no out of the box solution. Here we go.
Corey, I'm going to say, if you've tried an NRS slant board, I will agree with you. But if you've tried a lot of most commercial outfitters don't run seats, right?
They're starting to.
Are they?
They're starting to, yeah.
Who's running seats?
Everybody. Guides are soft, man. They got to have a padded seat. We ran slant boards on the Illinois the other day, and they were padding their slant boards.
Why?
Because they're getting soft.
I don't understand this. I'm sitting on a wood chair right now. You know, like, do you ever sit on a wood bench? Would you be like, oh, can't go to the park and sit on that park bench? That's wood. That's gonna be too hard on my butt. I mean, come on, what? I mean, do you
everything has to be padded. You know, coolers have to have pocket pads on them now. It's just, kids these days. But I think slant boards do not suck. I disagree. I would ask a Cherry Creek guide if they suck. Aaron, do slant boards suck?
I love slant boards.
Exactly.
Way safer. Yep. And I like them a lot for cats too. If you have an open bilge in the middle of you, because it's easier not to fall in that thing.
I don't let the board go on my feet. Okay.
Yeah. That's interesting. See, I like the board because you can wrap your leg around it and give you like, if you start to go out, you can kind of wrap your leg around it. You can get purchase on it. It gives you more to hold on to keep yourself in the boat. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I'd say the advantages of a slant board are, one, you can use your legs a lot better because you can slide down your butt down the board and pull back with your legs. It's much easier to use your legs rowing. And two, if you get tossed off the frame, like finding your way back to the seat is hard sometimes. Where getting back to the slant board is really easy. So
don't you feel like that seat stops you from pulling as far back as you can? It hits your back and stops you like.
Yeah, that's the whole thing about the slant board and like you use your legs. Yeah. So you're kind of stuck in a position. And also, if you're wearing a waist bag, throw bag, it's really hard. It's annoying on a seat where it's easier on a slant board. So I think like they're just more versatile. They're more bomber. Yeah, but a lot of people are using seats now, Aaron. You'd be surprised. Yeah, it's a thing. But I think that like if I'm guiding,
they have the little electric. They won't blow up their boats by hand anymore either. They got to have the electric blower.
I gotta have the electric blower too
because they want a bunch of sound. They don't want to hear nature. They want to hear the sound of.
I'll tell you what, Aaron. Here's a generalization. If I'm gonna run Orlocks, I'll run a seat. If I'm gonna run pins and clips, I'll run a slant board. So for like class 2, 3, I'll run a seat and Orlocks. I'd rather have a seat for class because you just sit there and you kind of row and life is good and you like point the boat sometimes and make a couple moves. But if I'm gonna go do something really hard, I want pins and clips and a slant board.
You know, Zach, I will say we padded our slant boards on Cherry Creek.
I'm sure everybody does.
Well,
it's a thing now. Like I never did, but like
didn't.
I think I don't like it padded because you can't slide up and down it very fast. Like I want to use my legs and slide up and down on my butt.
I don't know. I like the pad. I didn't dislike the pad. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't.
They were padding with pocket pads the other day.
The reason I like the pad, was it got my butt up a little higher. It because even with the commercial ones that we made, getting that extra pad, it got my butt up a little higher, gave me a little more, get me up a little more forward. So I like that part of it too. Just like sitting a little higher on it.
All right, let's get some comments and move on. We got a lot to do still. The pit toilet at Long Gulch Camp on the Rogue is empty. Is that like, you mean it's empty of poop or it's gone? I don't know. I think the toilets should all go. I want all the toilets gone because people like part of the camping problem that we talked about is toilet related. People don't want to set groovers up, so they were fighting over the sites that had the toilets. And so
those toilets are so gross.
They're gross too. Yeah, they're gross. Ever have any hikers in the Rogue use a groover and flow it? What? No, you're gross.
No, but I have been on trips where the guests didn't use our groover, they used the private group's groover instead of our own, and they like we didn't realize they were going to the wrong one.
Wait, so you were a commercial guide and they were using a private trip's groover. Oh, that's kind of messed up.
And we were a much bigger group, so we left a lot of poop, I guess, in their groover. It caused a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, that would if I was I would make me mad if I was on a private trip and a bunch of commercial.
We didn't realize until the next morning. We're like, where are they going?
No wonder people don't like commercial guides. We're gonna get to this in a sec. Okay, so let's finish up these comments. I'm a guide. We either has seats or boards that don't go down.
I've seen the short boards. Yeah, the short boards. I don't know. I've never tried the short boards.
I've seen those, but either has seats. I think I agree too. Like, it sounds like Corey, you don't like the board going down. I want a 2x10 on there, something solid, because I don't want that thing to break. And those thin boards I've seen break on really hard hits. I want something that's solid. And Aaron's right. Sometimes I'll put my leg below it. Like, there's a way you can kind of lock in a little bit better with your leg if you're running something really big to hold on. So I'm with that. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Those military valves.
Yeah, the
What
military
board?
rounds are terrible. That's true. The military is so annoying.
What board dimensions? Slant board? Oh yeah, Paul has a slant board. He made a slant board. It's pretty cool. I don't know. I have to look it up, Paul. I'll try to get back to you.
Like just wider than your butt. A little
Yeah.
wider than the butt. And then
But
I think it's thick. He's like
I'm using a
it's
2x10. So it's 10. My man's 10 inches. Whatever the width of a 2x10 is.
2x10.
It isn't like 9 3/4.
But I've also seen them taper down, so they go a little narrower down by the feet.
I buy a 2x10 and then they shape it like a coffin, right? Like you start like about 2/3 of the way down, you taper it down, and then the ends you cut off the corners. So
what am I thinking about the where it's layers on top of each other, which is actually stronger? What's that called? Like a plywood type. There's some plywood ones that you can get that are lighter and thinner that are just as strong too, because the plywood's stronger. And so I know like Arda went for that. It depends how big you are. If you're Zach size, you got to be careful because like remember Jeff Bunnell, he snapped one of this. What?
Snapped a 2x10?
No, he snapped one of the thinner ones. He snapped it off. Actually, going through Ramshead at high water was a mess, and he was like in the bottom. Like,
yeah, I've seen those thinner ones snap. It's not pretty.
Yeah,
it's not. You don't want it.
If you're my size, it's not a problem. If you're Zach's size, it's a problem. So, yeah.
I mean, hold on. I'm gonna get rid of this. Let's go back to the internet. Video slide. No, hold on. Stop screen share. Sorry, everyone. I have to find something here.
What are you looking for, Zach?
I just did an internet search, but I can't figure out how to share a file. I googled slant board and found some cool stuff. Why won't it let me share things? Video file, extra camera, share screen. Oh, there we go. Sorry, everyone has had a brain fart there. Check this one out. Hold on. This is what you were talking about, the partial one.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, this seems to me like a bad idea, but
I think the one problem I worry about is it pivoting. But I think like it'd be interesting to try that out instead of the seat. It might be better in some ways than the seats because you're not going to catch your little hip bag on it and
But let's go back. I think one of the issues Homeboy was having at the slant boards is I don't think they should be rectangular like this. I think that's a good point I forgot about. They should be can you see my cursor? If this is the bottom down here, I would cut an angle like that.
Yeah, have it tapered. Yeah.
And then cut this part off. You don't need this part. And then your legs can fit pretty close. Like this is too wide. So maybe the problem is your slant board is too wide. And at the ends, just cut off these corners.
Wait. You're not. How often are you sitting with your feet right together? Usually, a lot of times, Zach, when I'm on sandboard, I'm sliding my feet out to the corners to get better purchase and to have.
I totally am, but why not?
It's rare that I'm having both right in there.
I hear you. 100%. But it doesn't hurt to cut those off, so it's not in your way either. What if you are bringing your feet in?
No, you want to be able to be shoulder width apart, and like when you got big feet on, big shoes on, stuff like that, it's hard to be when it's. I think it's almost more of a problem in your calves than it is in your feet. Is your legs hit it, and then you can't get your feet in there. If that makes sense, because you're like your leg, you're kind of coming in your leg hits the wood down there. So I think like your calf, you got nice size calves, or you're wearing a lot of stuff down there. Yeah, I agree. The tapered's nice. I think we're in agreement.
Yeah, I wish I had a good photo of this, everyone, because I think that's the key. Here's a photo of one from a trip a couple years ago, and I think this is just good use of it. He's sitting up high and he can still use the waist belt throw bag. Yeah. You can't tell what they look like, but you can see that the angle goes down to the bottom of the boat. Like this is a custom one I built, and so like the bottom of it's at the floor, so the angle of the seat is up, and you can sit high. Yeah. Those NRS ones, the angle's too low, and you just sit in a weird position. We spent way too much time talking about slant boards. Oh, hey, let's do the book questions.
All right.
We're back to that. So I want to make sure. Sorry, I interrupted you earlier.
We got to start all over. You got to pull them up again. Show everyone the books.
There we go. Sorry, put me back. All right. So first one. This is the first book, and whoever answers Aaron's question gets this book. You have to email Aaron your address, and you get this book by 2.
Oh, okay. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, you got to get the answer right on the
Sorry.
Like type it in. You got to be a member. The question is, what was the first wild and scenic river in California? What's California's first wild and scenic river?
Yeah. It's running right now too. Actually, it's a great flow. Last time I checked. Second question.
What is one of the 10 most recent wild and scenic rivers of Oregon?
What's one of the most recent? And there's 10 of them. So you just have to get
there's 10 of them. You just have to choose one of the 10. Yep.
Okay. So whoever answers those questions as a member first, we'll send you a book. If somebody gets them both, it saves me shipping. So if one person can get both of them right, that's awesome. Border Square.
Maybe it's something we need to try. We've never tried it, Zach. So maybe that's the way to go.
Hold on. First of all, I need to give you a math lesson, Jacob. It's not square; it's rectangular.
Why 20 inches square is not a rectangle? Is a rectangle? How's that a rectangle?
Oh wait, I slant board. Oh, it's a board. It's not the whole thing.
No, it's 20 inch square.
Okay, sorry, I don't need a math lesson. Damn it. Okay.
The ex-math teacher doesn't understand.
I've been on the Animus in Colorado.
Never.
Not the upper, but I've done the lower. My friend Kevin worked there. I think he ran stern mounts with like 16 people in his boats or something. It's like, if I remember right, it's like a bunch of class 2.
Ooh.
Stanislaw, Malala, no.
Neither one. Hi, but good guess. Hi, first guess. Jacob, good guesses.
Jacob, you deserve to just like tell me what an idiot I am. You definitely shut me down. I was wrong there.
Ooh.
We got one.
Yeah, Scotty. Middle feather for California. That's right. One of the original 8. Nice job,
Aaron at AaronRiversandOceans.com.
Yep.
Whatever Chet one is, it's not that. Yeah, send us a photo. Email Aaron at RiversandOceans.com. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, that'd be
Blue
great.
Puma, you were a minute too.
Wait. Oh, you know what? The other guy isn't a member though. Scotty's not a member.
Is Blue? Oh yeah, Scotty. Oh,
Scotty, you're not a member. Sorry, man.
Sorry. Thanks for playing.
So Blue Puma, you got it.
You win.
Yeah, Blue Puma, you get the middle feather. That's right.
I think Corey's saying the Animus is class 4. Cool. That sounds good. Chetco. It's not the Chetco. Chetco was designated a long time ago. Middle feather. You got it, Zach. And you get second place. Referendum Creek is not wild and scenic. It's actually not. It's in the most recent. It's in several bills in Congress right now to be wild and scenic, but it's not wild and scenic. All right. Let's move on. We got stuff to do.
Hey, Blue Puma, send me. I don't know. I think you may have won once before, but send me your address again, would you?
Share screen. All right. We're gonna start off with your article, Aaron. So for those of you that don't know, Aaron has a blog called Best Rafting and Kayaking. It's a great name for a blog. BR Expeditions.
So dumb, but
expeditions.com. He might change it someday.
If you guys have recommendations for better names, let me know.
A lot of people have guessed the Klamath, and it's not. It's a good guess though. It's not one of the 10 most recent ones. No. There's a tributary of the. No, there's not even that. And Aaron wrote an article about sunscreen. I'm not going to read it because that's just boring. Aaron, you sent me this, and I want to know this information.
That video, by the way, is super cool. The video that they have on that this guy uses like a UV camera to look at the UV light reflecting off of people when they put sunscreen on. It was really like nerd out, man. It was, and he used equations on it. It was incredible.
Aaron, I don't
really
have the time
to
watch that video. I'd much rather watch like Star Wars videos.
I'm embarrassed to be talking about my website on here. Like I just put the stuff up here. I don't really like to talk about it in front of people. This is embarrassing. Okay. I'm very uncomfortable. So
are you mad at me? Are you just like,
no, I'm okay. I'm okay. It's thoughtful, but I'm still uncomfortable. So is the Pistol River? Is that right?
I have to look at the list. Sorry.
So, Scotty, you can't win though. Just to let you know.
I don't think it's the Pistol's not wild and scenic. It's not even wild and scenic. It's not even on there.
Okay.
Anyway, Aaron, I'm not going to read this. I'm not going to watch the video. Just tell me the answer. Give me your elevator pitch for why I should be wearing I wear sunscreen, but why I should be wearing different sunscreen.
Dude, there's some messed up stuff in a lot of sunscreens. Well, what's the short answer?
Yeah, give me the elevator pitch. I don't want the whole lecture.
Okay, man, it's hard to be short. It's hard to be short because it's so jacked up. All this basically say is the sunscreen manufacturers, they test their own sunscreen and they say this is the SPF of it, and it's not like. And then so these like Consumer Reports and someone else did some tests and they're like, no, you guys are all no. The answers you guys have are not it. So they're overinflating it. And then if you're using stuff that is other than zinc as the active compound, there's a lot of problems with them. First of all, they don't block UVA, and all the other stuff that they have that isn't zinc or titanium is like cancer causing.
Aaron, I'm already falling asleep in my elevator. Can you just keep it short? Just give me the answer. What should I buy? Tell me what's the best one.
Badger seems like the best option. I'd say Badger sunscreen by far the best.
Cool. And it's $15.
It's expensive. Yeah.
And why is it so expensive? Because it's not going to.
I don't know. Because it's only got a few ingredients. It's kind of weird.
Have you used it?
Ingredients. I haven't used the Badger.
Well, Aaron, you can't recommend something you haven't used.
I make my own sunscreen, Zach.
Oh, so you haven't used these?
No, but I've researched it in terms of what's in them, and it's more about what's in them.
Hey, I'm trying to buy it, and the
link to product. Click on the.
I clicked on it. I clicked on the Badger. It did nothing.
The Badger didn't work. Oh, I gotta fix that. Thanks for telling me. Oh, thanks for checking my site for me.
Should I get this reef repair? I'm gonna get this reef. I'm gonna buy. There's no link, Aaron. Come on.
The links aren't working.
You gotta get your commissions.
But the other thing, Zach, I'll say is a lot of them too. They're like they say they're reef safe and they actually aren't. They have like chemical compounds in them that are shown to be bad for reefs in them, and then they say, "Oh, we're reef safe." And so you buy these ones that are supposedly reef safe. Living here in Hawaii, it's a big problem.
Okay, like get that thing working. I'll buy some from Amazon link.
Yeah, thanks. I'm embarrassed. Now I'll go fix it right now.
Hey, don't fix it now. We're on a show. We gotta get this done. I gotta go. Hey, nobody's guessed an Oregon one yet. Mick, you become a member. You go down. If you just scroll down in YouTube, and it says become a member. This isn't our channel.
It costs money, Mick. So
you gotta pay $2 a month. So yeah, you gotta pay us money. Little Deschutes. It is Wild and Scenic, but it was not one of the most recent. And Aaron, Badger zinc is fantastic. If you get that link up today, I'll buy some and I'll use it.
Yeah.
Okay, so should we go on with the videos?
Yeah, are we gonna watch videos today?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm talking so fast today. I just have a lot. I have a lot on my mind, and I gotta go. Oops, hold on. Is that video up?
A lot going on.
Hold on. Why is this video not up? Wait.
Yeah, it's up there. It's up there.
Is it working right now? Why can't I maximize it? Hold on. I'm going to full screen. So for me, you're watching. You see the video, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Aaron, what's your first impression? Hold on. I did watch this, and I wish I hadn't. And we just started. What's your first impression?
Well, I've watched this too. I think I sent this to you.
Okay. What's your impression right now?
Yeah, they're not paddling well together.
They are not paddling at all. So wait, did it say it's class 4 or 5? Is that what I read somewhere?
I don't know.
Did it just say that? I've heard, all I know is I think this rapid's hard. And this is not adequate paddling for a rapid of this style. How does he fix this? How does he fix the paddling, Aaron?
Like in this moment?
No, in general.
I'm gonna say though, I'm gonna say this. It was good enough though. They got through it that part. So it may not have been good, but it was good enough to get through here. So
they did nothing. I mean, literally,
they did. They ferried across, Zach. They would have.
The guide ferried across. I mean, on a river this hard,
I'm going to say this. The first thing is just getting everyone to paddle at the same time. That's the most important. If they're all paddling at different times, it's not going to move the boat very well.
Well, if they're all paddling at the same time, but their paddle's not in the water, they need their paddle to be in the water.
They're paddling in the water a little bit, but I just say get their paddles paddling together. That'd be my first thing. And then they're just going to be way more efficient.
That was good.
Oh.
All right. Okay, so I'm just before we go on to what happens here, I just want to say this is just not that hard. He literally has to go around this corner and call forward paddle and get them to paddle to the left.
He waited a long time to
A
paddle.
long time.
You know,
Like,
maybe
this
he's
is
dropping him on the hole on purpose. What do you think?
maybe. I don't think so. You don't want to drop people there. Okay. Anyway, I this is awesome though. Look at this guy surfing. I when I was watching this, I was wondering, is this guy having fun or not? Is he like, yes, this is awesome, or is he like, get me out of here?
Oh. That's classic too, because everyone else is downstream now, and you're stuck in there, and you're like, we've all been there, and you're like, man, everyone else is on shore, and I'm stuck in this hole. And at first, you're psyched that you're not swimming, but then later on, when everyone else is in rafts down below, you're like, oh, it kind of be nice to be down there. Yeah,
That is a
that's bummer.
super unpleasant swim, by the way. Looks not fun. Okay, so what do you do? How do you solve this problem, Aaron? And I know you've seen it, but like before I saw how they solved it, I asked myself, what would I do here? And what would you do?
If you're the person in the raft,
No, the
or
guy.
if you're a person on shore.
Both. So if I'm the person in the raft, by the way, I'm probably just gonna jump out. I mean, because I know I can swim to shore. Like me personally, I'm like, I'm over it. I'm gonna swim to shore.
Which way? How would you jump out of the raft? Would you jump going
River
right and try to catch that eddy right there? Yeah, kind of do a.
But I know I can. I know I can swim. I know what I can and can't do. I don't think I'd want my commercial guests to do that. I don't think.
There could be some rocks just under the water. You do one of those swift water entries, and you could still hit some rocks.
I don't know. I'm not. I mean, I'm onshore quarterbacking. It might be a bad idea, but I'm not dying to spend a ton of time here.
If you're a guide, you would jump out.
If I was a guide, I'd stay in. If I was, I'd probably. Yeah, I don't know. A good question. If I was private boating, I might jump out. If I was a guide, I'd probably wait for somebody to throw me a bag and like attach it on and
see, because like I'm gonna say, if you're stuck in there for a long time and there's like two of you in the boat, in some ways it's not a bad idea if one of you jumps out, because then you're changing the weight into the boat and that might help it pop out or it might cause it to flip. But so it's not the worst idea. But I mean, I have done that before. I did that to Brad one time, Faulkner. I left him in a hole and I jumped out of the boat. And I'll say afterwards, I kind of regretted it. I looked kind of like
jumping out of the boat.
Yeah, I jumped out of the boat and left him stuck in the hole with the boat by himself.
Well, no, I mean, I don't think you want two people in there. I mean, the only reason you need somebody in there is is so they can throw you a line and you can attach it and get pulled out.
Well, no, because if you have a paddle, you can like try to ender it out.
That's true.
You can do a lot.
Yeah. So like, but assuming you wait a minute.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, I've been surfing for a minute. This isn't come out on its own easy. Then you try to paddle it out, and after a while, you're like, this isn't coming out. I don't really want to get hurt. So if I'm not hopeful, if I'm just dead weight, I might just jump out. I don't really want to be in there. My foot could get caught in something. I could get hurt. I could like twist an ankle or something, and then I'm surfing a boat with a twisted ankle. Like there's just.
I mean, you could also swim.
But anyway, how do you get this boat out of here? What's the solution? Do you want me to tell you mine? Because I'm trying to pull this out of you. Can I just tell you my solution and you can tell me yours?
Yeah, go ahead, tell your solution.
Wait. Make lunch.
Yeah. The Zach method.
Yeah.
Okay. It's kind of funny. I'm much more likely to use a rope here than you are.
Are you going to throw a commercial guest a rope?
I might. I would be careful.
What's he gonna do with it? Like, hey, tie a bowline while you're in there.
Just hold on to it. Just hold on to the rope. And the worst thing that happens is we pull him out of the raft, and then we pull him like
the worst thing that happens is he wraps around his arm, and then he's attached to a rope, a raft.
Pull him out of the raft, and you pull him to shore.
All right.
No, I mean, if you have a good safety jack, so I might throw a throwback from shore on it.
It's a long throw. Look at where the shore is.
We'll go up on that rock.
All right, touche.
And then if you had a loop on the end of your throwback, you could clip it to another one and have some people back on shore, and so you could throw it from up there and then put the rope out, and then they could pull it in from a little bit from a better place to pull from, because up there it's gonna be tough to pull. You might very likely to fall.
Yeah, get it to you throw it from there, he gets it, and then I would throw like coils out probably to him, so he doesn't have catch these coils and then throw the bag down, or vice versa. Throw like half of the bag to him and then to the coils to the shore. I don't know something.
But that's why if you have the loop on the non-bag end, you can clip that to another one, and you can throw one bag one way and one the other. But you have to have the loops.
Yeah. All right.
So here's another question.
Yeah.
All right. So you'll do the wait and see wait method. I think there's a couple other things here. One other thing is like, what happens if nobody's in the boat? What would you do?
Then you make lunch.
That's what I should have done during the scenario you gave me. Just wait and let's just make lunch.
I mean, Aaron, in that case, that boat was not coming out. Yeah, we could have made lunch. We could have made lunch.
But also the problem is if it did come out, we wouldn't be able to get it. It would have been downstream of us and gone.
Yeah, I mean, every situation is different.
Yeah. So the way I think you got to take the. I will say I've seen this work, and it seems crazy. Is I've seen people tie a paddle to like the loose end of a throw bag, and they throw the paddle, and it goes in and gets wedged between the thwarts and stuff like that, and then you can pull it out, or a stick that's the right length or something like that.
You've seen it work?
I've seen it work. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to there's nobody in there. I've been on a long surf before. We just put a bunch of rocks in a bag and tried to get on catching on something and never caught on anything.
I think the stick works better.
That's a good point. We didn't try the stick.
Yeah, the stick works better. Yeah. And the other thing I've seen happen works really well is if you've got an oar paddle combo, is you get the bag out there and then you do like spin some loops and you get it looped around the one of the oar towers. And then once it gets looped around a couple of times,
that's what we're trying to do. Well, the oar boat, we had an oar boat stuck in a hole in Illinois on the bottom of the green wall. And we tried to get it caught on the oar tower. We tried to throw the rocks in it and it would spin and get it caught on the oar tower. It finally just came out. We kept trying to throw rocks in there. I think if there's no person in there, there's a paddle boat upstream we're finding out. I might try to ram the boat, like the side of it, like get a really good guide who can just hit the side of that.
I agree. I think bumping it, trying to bump it a little bit, it works well too. That's definitely.
But you don't want to mess it up. You don't want to take a crew into it, hit it, like hurt people.
You don't want to square T-bone it. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to hit the edge of it. So somebody has to be like, their crew has to be solid. They have to go, hey, I got this. My crew's solid. I can pump it out. I think that would work potentially. Another idea if it was stuck in there by itself. I don't know. I forgot what it was.
Well, let's should we look at
what happens? Yeah.
Oh yeah, so what happens? Yeah.
I mean, I think the thing too is if the commercial guest is in there, that's hard because you want to get the commercial guest out as fast as you can. So there's a little bit, not as fast as you can, but there's some stress here. Like he might get cold, he might get hurt. Like we're trying to get him out with some haste. So at this point, I know what they're going to do, right? Homeboy in the front is going to jump out into the boat like a hero. And my thinking is this is going to be a disaster, right? This is not going to work. He's not going to make it or he's going to get hurt. That was my thinking as we're watching this. He's getting ready to jump. And I think what happens is he kind of chickens out. Not chickens out, but like realizes he's not going to make it, right?
Yeah, he's too far away. Yeah, he's too far away.
Like, that's too far away. Then homeboy in the back is like a hero and makes the jump.
Well, he had the momentum going right. It worked out. It just worked out. That was a nice move. Yeah.
That was a nice audible. So, I mean, I made the point, this is called the Welch technique because Steve Welch is about jumping into boats. I'm going to say I'm not super stoked on this because I just feel like there's a lot of ways to get his paddle. He could like take it, look at his tee. He could hit his face on that tee grip and like, there's just a lot of ways to get hurt here. Right. But he doesn't. That was really cool. I'm going to say that is amazing. I love this video. And now that he's not hurt, I mean, now this guy is a badass.
And he's got a paddle.
So he high-fived the guy. He probably told him a joke in there. It's like, hey, let me tell you a joke. Hey, calm the guy down.
And now that nice job of entering the boat out. I mean, that was great technique right there. That's exactly what we talked about, entering the boat out. That was
so people know what Aaron said, entering the boat out means if you get the bow in, you enter like a kayak. If you can just like turn the boat so the bow takes some water and pushes it out. Like it goes into the oncoming water and generally pushes it out. That was sweet. Catches his eddy.
That was a great rescue. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to say that's a preferred technique. I'm not going to go that far. I'm going to say this was really cool and super badass. Also, that carabiner right there that he doesn't need. He has the little tether safety thingy for whatever. I don't know why he's carrying it. He must be a kayaker.
You can see why the guy in the front didn't jump. just like there's no way he's making it from there.
Yeah, he also has it looks like a non-locking carabiner, right in the front. It looks like these guys need these tether things when they guide, but I would be really cautious of jumping into a boat with a unlocking carabiner on me because you could just that could be a problem. Surfing something that gives me pause. But this is awesome. Look at that. He's like the Karate Kid right there. Do you see that?
Well, that's a long jump. Wow.
It's like doing the crane kick for the Karate Kids. Got the arms up. This is amazing. Look at that. This guy must have been a jumper in college or something.
That's a big jump there.
These photos. I mean, if this was me, that photo would be above my fireplace right there.
Look at that. Sweet photo. Yeah, that's amazing.
Dude. Those guys are happy going down the river. They're in the background. He's got two looks like a second unlocking carabiner. Hold on. Did you see that? I mean, I don't know for sure it's not locking, but it sure looks like a non-locking. Look at that. See that? He's got one there as well.
I don't see it.
Up on his upper left shoulder, there's a second carabiner. That's cool.
No, that's cool. And the entering out, that was a really nice technique.
Okay, let's get out of this one. Do we have comments? Oh, here we go. Badger Zing, North Umpqua. Elk Creek. Is Elk Creek one of them? I don't think Elk Creek is. There's 10 of them, so I have to remember. I don't think Elk Creek is one of them. Guys, this is not that hard. Just Google it. It's in the Dingle Act. The Matoles is already wild and scenic. 4342.
No, I think having to do long forwards, you're right. People start to not paddle together a lot more when you do a long forwards paddle.
Yeah. I mean, you can't be like forward paddle and then a minute later say stop. But I'm not a fan. I'm actually becoming an anti-fan of like forward 2, forward 3.
Yeah. I don't use those either, actually.
I'm saying forward, stop.
Yeah.
Forward, stop. Forward, like, do you really know it's 3? Forward 3. Is it okay? Yeah. Forward 2 more. I'm not a big fan of that, but I'm sorry. I'm being salty today. I gotta stop being salty.
No, Zach, I don't either. I prefer just to do a forward stop, just because you don't know exactly what's going to happen each stroke and how much you're going to need.
Yeah. East Fork Hood River. No, it is wild and scenic, but it's not. Google's cheating. What's Google cheating on? Does it not know the answer? It's in. I'll give you guys a hint. It's in the Dingle Act. Google Dingle Act, or the something Dingle.
The Dingle Act.
Yeah, Dingell. And just read the act. You'll find it eventually. It's only like 300 pages. Okay. Ready to move on?
Yep.
All right. We're going to watch this guy?
I don't know.
You sent me this video.
Yeah, I don't know if I sent you this one for everyone to watch.
Oh, this is just for me?
I don't remember, why I sent it to you now. I sent it a while. But did I say anything on it on the email I sent to you?
You said you did, but I don't want to repeat it.
Okay.
Okay. I'll just tell you my quick thoughts, and then we can move on. I think it's because he taught them to wrap their hand around the throwback.
The whole wrap thing. I was curious to hear your thoughts on that. Like, it was really informative, all of it. I'm like, I looked at that and I was like, I think people are going to misunderstand it. I'm like, what he did, I can see what he did and how it would work for like wrapping around without wrapping it around. But I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's showing to wrap it around her neck right now, I think. No. I don't know where it was, but I think
it's towards, yeah.
Hold on to the rope. See, it says never wrap.
He says never wrap, but then he does something that's kind of like wrapping. And that's where I was like, I don't know.
I think you're sensitive. But I have to say, like, this is, to me, this is obviously like a firefighter who does like stream bait. I thought my big takeaway was like, this is what a stream based rescuer, like, that's what they look like. You know, like that little thing that attaches his NRS knife to his life jacket, that little orange strap. Yeah. I don't think that's good practice.
Okay. No, he just had the same way he did it. And that's like, and it was kind of a clever way of wrapping around your head without wrapping around your head. But I just looked at it, I was like, I think people are going to confuse that. So that's what I was asking you about, was that. I remember now.
Okay. Well, I think we're done.
Well, sweet. Now I gotta go fix my website now that you showed me it's broken.
I know. I figured out the problem why I couldn't show videos the way I wanted to.
Okay.
Let me just look one more time.
So we got to give people one last chance to win that Oregon book. It's a sad day.
Nobody's got it. Let me just make sure I have no more videos. I feel like there's one more video and I just didn't have it up. No, that's it. We're done. Okay, farmlands, White Salmon River. Heidi, that's in Washington. And the White Salmon River is wild and it's been wild and scenic for a long time. Guys, am I gonna have to do this for everybody? Hold on.
It's hard to find. It's not. Yeah, this is a tough one. I didn't realize how tough this was.
Why would have gone with Aaron? I told you the first wild and scenic river would be done. Oh, let's share. Let's play Google together, everyone. Share screen, Chrome tab. You know, when I get questions, people are like, Zach, answer my question for me. A lot of times my answer is like, you could just Google that. So let's go for, I think it's the John Dingell Act. John Dingell Conservation Act. There it is. Look at that. And then hit Command Find, right? That's how you find things. And you type in Oregon. And we're going to watch section 1205. We got to go to section 1205. Section 1205. Where's section? Where are we at? Section 1014. We got a lot of pages to go. Let's see what section are we in now. Section 11. Oh, we're getting there, guys. That's 1115. We're almost 1205. Oregon wildlands. All right. This was a big act. We did a lot of section 1122. Man, hold on. We'll keep going. Actually, I'll just search for section 1205. Okay. Here we go. Section 1205, Oregon wildlands. Wild and Scenic River additions to the Rogue Wild and Scenic River. So it added a bunch of creeks to the Rogue, namely Kelsey Creek, East Fork Kelsey Creek, Whiskey Creek, East Fork Whiskey Creek. It added West Fork Whiskey Creek, all these creeks that are tributaries of the Rogue. Mule Creek, Missouri Creek, Jenny Creek, Rum Creek, East Fork Rum Creek, Wildcat Creek, Montgomery Creek. Did all those. It did Bunker Creek, Dewlog Creek, all these creeks. Go on Ditch Creek. So any of those would count. Quail Creek, Ditch Creek, Galeese Creek.
Yeah, they haven't updated.
We're still on the Rogue.
They haven't updated the website, the National Wild Scenic River website for Oregon.
Oh, no.
They haven't updated.
Oh, look. Elk Creek is one. Boom.
Who put
there
Elk
we
Creek?
Go. Lobster Creek.
Blue Puma put Elk Creek on there.
All right, Blue
Nice
Puma.
job.
Did he win both?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, sweet. That'll save me on shipping. Man, Blue Puma. You got 2 books. Rivers of Oregon, Rivers of California.
Wow.
But there were like 10 rivers throughout Oregon. And I think I have a blog post about this. John Dingell Act and those rafting. I think we even have it on
I thought you had a blog post on. That's why I thought it was not going to be that hard. I didn't want to mention that.
There we go.
I thought you wrote up.
Yeah. Let me see. Hold on. Is this the page you guys see right here? Is my blog post up?
Zach, only you and I are up. We can't see anything. You're not sharing anything right now.
Okay, here we go. This is it. One of many. Why is the 120 miles of wild and scenic rogue tributaries, including all these creeks. Protections along the Chetco and Elk rivers, but it's not. It didn't wild and scenic protect the Chetco and Elk because they were already protected. Although it added more miles to the Elk, and then a bunch of new wilderness and Devil's Staircase. And there were more. There were a few more rivers, but I don't see them. But Elk Creek was one of them.
All right. Well, learn my lesson. Don't make really hard questions.
Yeah. Well, good thing. Oh, we can send them. Oh, White's Creek is one of them. I remember that. Yeah. Anyway. Cool. Well, Aaron, I think we did it. Thank you everyone for joining us. I'm gonna. Hold on. It's a fun show. There's Patreon. We have a Patreon thing too, but you can also just, if you go down like in YouTube, it just says become a member somewhere. Yeah, Blue Puma, good job. Good job. We're gonna be back next Friday. So if anybody has video to share next Friday,
I already got one. Someone already sent one to us, so we're on our way. Yes.
Sweet.
Um,
I'm gonna.
if you haven't done so, please hit that like button and help Zach. Help the popularity contest of YouTube. Win the popularity contest of YouTube. So we said we'll be back next Friday. What else do we need to say? Oh, hit the notification button, right? Ring that bell, and so you get notified anything you put anything new online. Is there anything else we need to talk about?
Aaron, that was a pathetic ending. That
Well,
was the most.
you started it.
I know. I have to say, this is one of our most mediocre shows we've done. I feel like the content was good, but
the content was outstanding.
The content was great. I feel like we've both been stumbling over our words, been talking too fast. I got salty. Your ending was terrible.
Should we try again?
The whole show?
Yeah, start it all over.
Let's do it next Friday. Next Friday, let's be really good.
We'll bring our A game.
I think the key is the content was great, and we had great comments for everybody. So thank you all for watching.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, thank goodness you guys carried the show this week. Yes.
Do you want to do it one more time?
No, we're good. Let's finish this off.